it was a good state of play. I liked it. You know, I'd say it was a B. Yeah, it would have been an A if they'd shown like two more first party games. If two more first party games were shown, it would have 100% been an A. Um, I think the reason why it's only a B is just yeah, not as many first party games as what I would have liked, but it is a state of play. I don't expect there to be like 15. You know, Lost Souls aside, having released it was pretty cool. I am quite burnt out on Asian games, but that's a game I've been excited for a very, very long time. So, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater looked really good. Like, yeah, looks incredible. I'm gonna buy it on my PlayStation 5 specifically just for the Ape Escape mode. Shinobi Art, the first announcement, that looked, yeah, it's not really my type of game. Sonic Racing looks pretty decent. I thought it looked good. There was that indie game. It's on Digimon. I've never heard of Digimon before. Um, yeah, it looked pretty interesting. 2025, like, I don't really have too much of like a core opinion on a Digimon game because I know of the franchise. I just said I've never heard of it, but I actually have. I'm just not a big Digimon guy. Lost Souls Aside looked amazing. May 30th. I can't wait for that one. Um, and then we got Borderlands 4. And I loved the Borderlands 4 announcement, like September 23rd. My thing with the Borderlands 4 is it's like they announced it, they showed a bit of gameplay, and then they were like, and guess what? We're going to be back in June, or it was July, it was one or the other, for an extended state of play, which was awesome. That was great. I loved that so much. And I thought they were going to just not show the release date and just show the release date then, but they actually showed the release date, which is huge. Split Fiction just keeps looking better and better every time I see it. I just don't have anyone to play it with, so, that one from Supermassive Games, Directive 8020, like October 2nd, we got a release date. We got pre-orders in June. Like, it's going to be a Supermassive Games game. It looks interesting. It looks good. I'm not really too big of a fan of those types of games, but I like Until Dawn, so I didn't mind The Quarry either. And then we got a new Five Nights at Freddy's game, which we can't go wrong with the Five Nights at Freddy's announcement. Like yeah, it's Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, I'll take anything. As long as it's not enough help wanted. We'll get the Midnight Walk, which looks astonishingly good. Midnight Walk looks fucking amazing. Like, that game looks like, I can't say that enough. That game looks incredible, man. Wow. We got Dawn's Partic. I think that's how you say it. It's just a squid game. No. Again, it looks interesting. Like, again, it just looks like a solid indie game. You know what I mean? Like, it coming this year. Like, it looks like it just. I think it's just gonna be another solid indie game, even though it is being published by Sega, or was it Banco? It was one or the other. Um, we got Warriors Avarice. I think it's just a remaster. I've never heard of it before, but it shadow dropped today, so I don't know much about that game. It looked interesting. Then we got a new look at Way of the Sword. Way of the Sword looked incredible. Like, I can't for that enough. Way of the Sword looked fucking amazing. Like, astonishingly good. I'm very burnt out on those types of games, but like that game looked good. You know what I mean? Like, I've never played one of those swords, the games before. I think it's like Oshimi, it's something like that. Never played one of those games before, but honestly, Way of the Sword looked good. I love the part where with all these samurai guys, and he says something and he just starts running. That was funny to me. I find that funny. But yeah, it looks great. I'm very excited for that. Then we got Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater release date being August 8th. Again, pretty solid announcement. It looked really good. It's Metal Gear Solid 3. It's Hideo Kojima. Like, there's not really much more to say outside of that. You know what I mean? It's Hideo Kojima. Come on, it's Hideo Kojima. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm definitely going to be buying it on my PlayStation 5 with that Ape Escape DLC. I can't not buy it on my PlayStation. That Ape Escape DLC looks solid, okay? And we got Hell Is Us, September 4th, which again, just showed some more gameplay, some more scenes from the game. Release date, again, just very solid. Very excited for it. We got Lies of P DLC, another one. Again, I'm a little burnt out on Souls games, but I was expecting it to be a sequel, DLC, and I'm up for it. I didn't like. From what I saw of Lies of P, it looked interesting, but I never really played the game. My sister owns it. I don't own it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind buying it in the future and playing it, but um, we got Dreams of Another, which again, another 2025 game. Constant release dates here. Looks good. I don't really have much to say about it. Oh, sorry, no. Dreams of Another. That was the game, like the really cool looking indie game with the gun. No, sorry. I was forgetting what it looked like, but then I saw this. I saw the icon. I'm like, I saw the logo. I'm like, oh no, I know that one. That game looks great. It looks really unique. Indie games are always unique. I'm very excited for that one. Um, Days Gone Remastered. Like, yeah, I think for a $10 upgrade, that's pretty worth it. It comes with the DLC. Oh, sorry, that's the PC version. Broken Road DLC, quite a couple game modes, quite a couple options, new things. It's going to be enhanced for PS5, PS5 Pro. Not really much more I could ask for. Like, it looks interesting. I just don't think it's worth $70 or $70 American, $120 Australian, but I could see it being worth a $10 upgrade. But really, outside of that, April 25th, I don't really care too much. Very close to the Last of Us Part 2 PC release date, but then we got the Stellar Blade DLC. What does suck about the Stellar Blade DLCs is both the DLCs for Stellar Blade haven't been original. They've just been collab DLCs, which I shouldn't expect much from a South Korean MOBA like game dev, but yeah, mobile game dev, but it's a little disappointing that both the DLCs for Stellar Blade were both collab DLCs. I would have loved to see just an original Stellar Blade DLC, nothing related to any other game. Not that these titles are bad, and not that these collabs are bad. Just I would like to have it have its own standalone DLC that's its own thing. Um, we got we got Blueprints coming in spring. Another day one PlayStation Plus game, which like it looked interesting. I'm not really too big on the indie games, but like overall pretty solid. I don't really have much to say about Blueprints. It was interesting. Um, yeah, we also got a lot of the we got the catalog games. Catalog games being there was a kind of a W, but like really, it looks good. The classics look great. Like all the Armored Core games plus Patron 3. I think that's how you say that. There's not really much you can go wrong with it. Like the classics look really solid, and the what like Jedi Survivor is a huge W. I don't know what else. You got Lost Records. Episode 1 will be there. Like looks kind of arse, but and then they got Top Tennis, Top Spin, which is just a tennis game. So Jedi Survivor being really the only W1 in that catalog, but it's quite a new title, so it being in the catalog is pretty cool. Then we got Metal Elden, Metal Elden coming May 6th, which I don't really have much of a say on that one. It looked interesting, it looked pretty cool, but outside of that, it wasn't really too wasn't insane. You know what I mean? It's not notable enough to remember in my head. Going to look at Mind Eye, which once again, like I don't really have too much of an opinion on this one. It looked pretty cool. I think it looked solid, but not really my type of game. No release date, which was interesting, but whatever. And then the final announcement, which was Housemarque's new game Soros. I think that's how you say that, Soros, which is a new IP coming in 2026. Like, honestly, I'd say this is a good B. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of Asian games which I wasn't a huge fan of. Not racist, just kind of burnt out on them. But really, actually, no, I'm wrong. There really wasn't as many as what I thought there was. Never mind. There was Shinobi, Lost Souls Aside, Way of the Sword. There was Dream of Another. That was kind of it. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. Maybe I'm very wrong on that one. I definitely am. But it was pretty solid state of play. Definitely rated a B, or if we're going through numbers, like maybe a 7, a 6.5. The only thing that would make it even better is if we got a Splitgate 2 release date announcement. That would have made it a lot better. And and we'd also gotten a couple more first party titles and a lot more exclusives, because out of this list there's maybe 2 exclusives, maybe 3. You know, I think Midnight Walk's exclusive, but like exclusivity wise, there was very little games. You know, I guess we got a couple. We got Lost Souls aside, but yeah, ultimately very strong. I'm excited to see what they do with Borderlands 4, even though personally it's more like not really too big of a Borderlands guy, and realistically, I'm not too confident in Randy. Split Fiction looks incredible. Like, new Five Nights at Freddy's, again, you can't go wrong with the Five Nights at Freddy's. Midnight Walk looks fucking incredible. That game looks great, and May 8th being its release date is just perfect. Way of the Sword looks great. I'm so excited for Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Yeah, Dream of Another, again, just looks very unique. It's one of those unique indie games. And then obviously ending it off with the first party title, I think, was strong and a good decision. You know, ending it off with the first party title is always a good thing, and I think that's something they really need to do in future State of Plays, where they just end it off with a first party game every time. It just ended off with a first party game. You know, they're like, you know, they did it with the one back in like September or August. Ended off with the Ghost of Yote, which was a very, very good decision, and it was hyped, it was cool, like, and this is the same. So realistically, rated a B. It was good. I wonder how y'all feel about this State of Play. Do you think it was a W? Do you think it was shit? I still stand by my opinion. I still think Stellar Blade should get a DLC that's not a collab DLC, but what can be done about it? Who really cares? It's still Stellar Blade content. Oh, and Stellar Blade coming to PC in June. That's a huge W. The mods are going to go real hard. I'm not a freak. What are you talking about? Yeah, and then don't forget the Splitgate 2 open alpha is on console and PC beginning Feb 27th. So I believe signups will come up soon, but wondering how y'all felt about the State of Play. What would you rate it personally? And again, personally, for me, it's a B or a 6.5, 7. Yeah, what do you hope to see in the next State of Play? When do you think the next State of Play is? I'm betting it's probably middle of this year. I'm hoping it's a showcase, but it seems like PlayStation is moving away from showcases. But do you know how y'all feel? And y'all good.